everyone!
Hello.
I'm Steph.
I'm Kirstie.
And this is the finger painting challenge.
Yeah, to think about that then.
I did. Finger painting was really bizarre.
Neither of us of course have done it since we were kids.
And even then I don't think I really got into it as a kid, but I just for some reason really wanted to do finger painting.
Yeah.
So what we did is we both picked two characters, so we chose the brothers Taddy and Junior, and yeah, we just
Went from there. We were going to do a comic, 2 comic pages, but we figured for the first time around doing this that would be a bit difficult.
The funny thing is as well is that this also kind of qualifies as a cheap art supply challenge as well. We're using some freebie pencils that I got in the post, and the paints were sort of Hobbycraft own brand, £3 for 6 colours I think it was. So
And then the black was only £1,
so yeah.
Nice and
Plus
cheap.
we didn't have to buy any brushes.
Nope.
So that was all good. So yeah, we spent a few moments trying to come up with a decent line work, didn't we? But then we
Yeah.
realised the paint was going to cover it, so it didn't really matter so much.
So we just delved right in.
The paint at first was like really watery.
Yeah,
Not watery,
well,
but
It's
thin.
very thin, yeah.
But then we kind of realised that when it dried, it actually got more opaque, and it was actually easier to layer it.
It kind of dry, it's chalky almost.
Like, it's obviously kiddie grade stuff. So I think next time trying it like in acrylic or something might be interesting. But it was just strange because we couldn't get the skin to go smooth. It was all gloopy.
I think it took us a few times before we managed to actually, understand the paint better so we could use it better.
I think doing it because the skin colours came out very pale at first.
Very yellowy.
And I think as we did the dark colours, we got a better understanding because we could actually physically see what we were doing. Whereas the skin tone just kind of covered everything.
Exactly. It was very bizarre. I was almost a little bit nervous at first about putting my finger in the paint because I didn't know what it was going to feel like.
Whereas then you had me who stuck my entire hand in there.
I just waited for her to do it.
I'm very messy with paint, so I think at first I just kind of went for it, and then I became a bit more delicate when I realised I'd screw it up if I did that. So I started, you can see I'm delicately using my fingers.
It was difficult because of course it's very blocky, and personally I'm used to doing smaller details, so doing something like this was definitely a challenge.
I'm kind of more into the block colours, but even getting into all the little nooks and crannies was really hard because I've got quite long nails, so I had paint under my nails and trying not to blob it in the wrong places. But I really love how his sash turned out in the end.
Yeah, you'll see that of course at the end. But yeah, it was
I think the biggest problem I had was with his hair and his skin. Because obviously you can really mix colours too great.
No. Well, you could, but we didn't exactly have the right colours.
And the funny thing is the colours actually dried very different to how you put them on. It was
I was very glad that they lost their shininess.
they seemed to blend a little bit as well once they dried, so that made me really happy, especially when it came to his coat, because I was worried that was going to look terrible, because I actually used purple with the blue. So I really like how Junior's kind of green coat kind of.
Yeah, I tried to go for a gradient effect on it.
So yeah, I did Taddy, who's at the front here, and then Kirstie did Junior, who's at the back. So they are brothers, they are twins. Junior is the slightly older one.
Junior's the slightly older one, yeah. And Junior's a bit of a trickster, whereas Taddy's a bit more serious-minded.
Yeah, you've got, Taddy takes after his father, and then Junior takes after the mother. So they come off the stem off our comics, obviously in future kind of thing.
Yeah, we've already written all their story ages ago, but of course you guys won't see it for a while.
So Risen and Fallen, obviously they follow 2 separate lots of characters, but along the same sort of timeline. And then after that you have Soaring, which we will be doing together, and then afterwards you have these guys.
Yes.
which will be a series of probably short stories.
Mini comics, yeah.
Rather than a longer one, because they don't really have a full running comic.
No, and there's quite a few different characters by then, lots of different characters, different branches of the story, so it would only work if we do little mini ones for them.
Exactly. You can already see like Taddy's skin is starting to dry, so it's getting darker now, which I think is
Yeah, you'll see once they are dry, we do start doing the line work, how similar they do actually look, but of course at the moment they just kind of look like blobs.
Because we did agree to do the line work with marker, and you can hear Pod ignore. The cat Pod is very noisy, aren't you, Pod?
She's probably going to climb. She's probably going to try climb on us in a minute.
Probably. She's got a habit of coming to sit. I mean, maybe she didn't come near us while we were actually doing this.
Well, we did close the door.
Yeah, but then I left it open when I went to get the erasers.
Oh.
So yeah, we did allow ourselves to use markers at the end, which you'll see, so we could line the work and just tidy it up a little bit. And a small brush so we could add white highlights just to finish it off.
But the majority of the work was done just with our fingers.
As you can see.
Doing the background was probably the hardest bit for me, actually, thinking about it. Because I had to blend colours together and I still didn't get
it
colour.
was trying to get it smooth,
yeah,
really, wasn't it? I ended up trying to do like a feather effect, which actually I lost when it dried. So I could have literally just blobbed all over.
I just blobbed.
And it would have dried smooth,
yeah.
So... Because it's not like when you do with markers or watercolours, it doesn't have a gradient. It will dry the same colour all over. But yeah.
We're nearly at the end of the painting stage now.
It was fun though. I really enjoyed
it.
It.
And we're hoping to do it again.
Next time we will be doing it as comic pages, but I think this time around we just didn't have a plan for that.
Yeah.
And we've both been so busy that we didn't. Pod, get off of me!
She's right behind her head.
So yeah. I think, yeah, we did the skin first, I think, and then we decided to leave the eyes for last.
Yeah, because the eyes being the smallest part.
You know, you screw up the eyes and that's it, it's all over. It's just going to look ridiculous. But they came out really well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we got cold as well.
Yeah.
So you can see we now have jumpers on. The kitchen floor, we were going to do it outside, but typical British weather.
Yeah, it's been like really nice and hot and sunny, and then suddenly it's just got very, very cold. We had torrential rain and thunderstorms a couple of days ago.
So the markers that we're using to line, they're actually Tiger brand markers. I picked a bunch of these up.
They were quite nice. I really liked it.
They were really cheap. It was like £2 for a pack of 3 kind of thing. I bought four different packs.
I was very impressed with how they came out on top of the paint.
They did. They came out really well, which is good. That's a good sign.
Because it was either that it would clog up the pen or it would bleed everywhere.
Yeah, and it didn't do either.
No.
So.
It came out very nicely, almost like a chalk marker would, I think.
So yeah, Tiger markers, very, very impressed so far. You can see us adding all the little details and things like that now. I tried not to use too much of the marker, it's just to outline and tidy things up.
Yeah.
Because obviously, trying to get a fine point with a finger is very difficult.
Very difficult, unless of course you've got fingers the size of, I don't know, toothpicks.
So it was very tricky, so...
But good fun. I'm looking forward to doing it again.
Yeah.
And I would urge anyone else to do this.
Honestly, try it. It's fun, especially for stuff like when it is summer, because you can do it outside. It's a lot of fun.
We did plan to do it outside.
Yeah, we did. We did, and then we had those horrible thunderstorms, and we didn't want to risk it.
No.
Because again, it is kid grade paper. The minute it gets wet, it's probably going to ruin the thing.
Yeah, it started warping when it was drying, and actually Steph got a bit impatient and used the hairdryer on it.
Yes! I have zero patience for waiting for paint to dry.
It worked. It did work, but it did warp it.
But yeah.
I think we're nearly done now.
We are nearly done now. It's just adding the last few details and admiring our work.
Yeah.
Oh, then there's me adding a little bit of shaving to